What up, LA? Welcome to 4LABallet.com, Artist of the Week, Week 8. This week's Artist of the Week is a rapper by the name of High Tone, local cat here from LA. He was good enough to let us do a quick interview with him at this little restaurant that we went to that's located right next door to his tattoo shop. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you guys High Tone on his latest album, TFC. All right, so we're here with High Tone.
Yeah.
4LABallet.com doing our first interview with you. Let's talk about your album, TFC. First of all, let's talk about what TFC is.
TFC is it stands for top of the food chain. It's a little movement I have going on. It's a movement. It's a crew. It's a foundation. You know, it's something that bases me, bases my music, bases everything that I'm doing right now as an artist, a creator, as a person.
Okay.
It's you know, it links all that together. It's a group of people that are succeeding in what they're doing and pushing for that dream. You know.
So your goal is top of the food chain, is what you want to be.
Exactly.
You know? All right. Cool. We get that. Your album, also titled Top of the Food Chain, you just released in January, correct?
I released the TFC Volume 1
Okay.
in January. Had 16 tracks on it, you know, all written by me. And I've been working on TFC Volume 2, which is going to be titled Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
So I grew up watching that movie, and it's not based on the movie, but it's a title that sticks in my head as being a youngster, you know, playing ball, growing up, just dreaming about getting to the next level of anything I'm doing. So
you touch a little bit. I mean, there's a couple of tracks on there. Obviously, like when you talk about hip hop, obviously there's a flashiness to it. But I think that your album, when I listened to it, there was a lot of personal issues that you touched on. You know, you talked about living up in a single parent home. Talked about the struggle. Talked about living up in Covina, growing up, skating. You know, doing little things like that. Is this? What do you think is easier?
I think that artists that rap about things they don't have and things like that in such nature as, you know, being super gangster when they're really not. You know, it appeals to people, and most people listen to just the beat. And they don't really go into like lyric-wise, you know. But me as an artist, I'm trying to be as real and trying to connect to the people that support me. And those are regular people. Those are people that I grew up with, and I'm rapping for the struggle, you know, and things like that.
Do you have any favorites on the album? I know I got a couple of favorites. I think Dinner with My Mom, I think, is great. I also grew up in in a single parent home, so I think that it kind of touched me a little bit. But I think that's probably my favorite track in the whole album.
Okay.
But I know that you have a couple of the videos that I saw were great too. Do you have any favorites of the album?
I really like Don't Judge Me, which I have a video for. It's looking the way I look and being involved in what I'm into, which is tattooing and things like that. I mean, I get looked at a certain way every day, you know, whether it's my skin color, whether if it's my tattoos on my face and head. I mean, it's looking that way and having that image, you're always going to get judged by the look and not by what's inside you.
Right.
So that song is pretty much, you know, it's called Don't Judge Me, and it pretty much, it is what it is. It means what it means, you know?
Yeah,
it's
about
just what I go through as a person, looking the way I look like, and you know, also being a Mexican rapper, you know, it's they always put you in that box as rapping cholo, rapping Latin, rapping, you know, it's called cholo rap, which I don't do that. I just do good music. I grew up, you know, inspired by different artists, you know, so.
Well, let's touch on that for a minute. When did you start rapping?
I started rapping in high school, about 15 years old. I was actually in stores on a compilation at about 16. So I kind of learned, I started freestyling. You know how it is in high school. You're with a bunch of group of friends, you freestyle. But I just had it in me. I've always been creative. And then as I got older, I've actually learned how to write music the correct way, format it right, have that hook, have something nice, you know, kind of balanced out from the rap to the smooth R&B to, you know, I got to appeal to everybody. I'm not just trying to make music for the hustlers, for the women, for the older crowd, for the younger crowd. It's just I'm being me, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get in that slot that I could appeal to everybody.
Okay, you did that well. I think there was a couple of tracks on there that I felt like were produced very well. I don't know if you produced them yourself, but they flowed well. There was an intro, a hook. There was there was some really good beats. There was a chorus. Everything was well generated, which I think you did a good job on more than a few songs. Which actually most of the album was really good. What's next for you? As opposed to I know that we talked about TFC Volume 2, but are you expanding the TFC brand?
Well, TFC is definitely going to be a brand. I've always been involved in clothing companies. You know, I'm a co-owner of a clothing company called Mistaken. Also another company called Clockwork. So eventually, I'd like TFC to be more than music. You know, like I said, it's a foundation and it's a base off just me being an artist and creator. So definitely, it's going to be more than that. But what I'm concentrating on now is obviously where I make my bread at is tattooing.
Right.
I tattoo, and I put all my money I make into tattooing into my music. So I'm an independent artist. I do have a lot of help, you know, coming from the back end, but I'm trying to give out as much free, good music as I can. And when I mean good music, it's not just rapping over everyone else's shit. Yeah. It's not giving you a verse here and there. I'm talking 16, 20, full-length, written songs by me every few months, you know?
Okay, so that's an ambitious goal.
So I feel the more good music is out there and the more videos I have people to look at for free, when it comes that time to where my stuff is in stores, they wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't have a second thought to buy it. You know, they're going to buy it.
Exactly.
I'm giving out 100 tracks in the last year, so you can support $9.99 on iTunes and, you know, buy 16 of my new songs. You know,
absolutely.
So
yeah, I get you, man.
That's what it's about.
As far as your style, what do you think that you sound like anybody else? Or do you have influences on anybody else? I mean, I know that when I listened to your tracks, I thought there was some Southern stuff, but I found the West Coast feel to you. Like you're an LA boy. Mm-hmm. You love LA. You love the West Coast. I know you're going to New York to do a couple of things up there, but do you feel like there's a style, a certain label that you can put yourself onto your music?
It's hard because when you're writing this much music, you gotta stay in tune to what's on the radio and what people are bringing out. But then again, you can't get caught up and listen too much because you do start to start mimicking what's out there. So it's hard to categorize my style, but I mean, I've grown up listening to everything, you know, from oldies. You know, my parents were really into the oldies, really into the smooth stuff, so I have that element in me. I personally like the Wu-Tang. I like Mobb Deep. I liked a lot of East Coast rap growing up in high school. Yeah. And then obviously I'm from the West Coast, so, you know, it's I have that in me as well. So there ain't no really Mexican artists out there, you know, that really, I could say, have that big, huge, you know, background behind them. So it's hard to categorize my music, you know.
Right,
I'm trying to be that.
I think you're trying to unite a lot of different genres together to become, you know, your own style, which is great. Exactly. Which is great. Well, I think one of the biggest things that I wanted to get from this interview is, like, I think that song that you talked about, how you're just kind of like an average guy. You get looked at the way. I mean, we're sitting here at a Mexican restaurant, just talking to two homeboys from back in the day, and just want to thank you for taking the time and coming out here. Go check out Hi-Tone, Hi-Tone.com or Hi-Tone 101.
Yeah, Hi-Tone101.com. You're gonna find me there through Twitter, Facebook.
What's your Twitter?
At Hi-Tone 101. Everything's Hi-Tone 101. You know.
All right. Well, listen, Twitter, I'm excited for Volume 2. I love Volume 1. I can't wait to hear more stuff about you.
Definitely.
And, definitely, man.
Appreciate it.
Cool, brother.
Thank you.
4LABallet.com. Check it out. Hi-Tone.
Yeah.
Out.
Mm-hmm.
Peace, dude.
Damn. Told you I was gonna get him. Yeah, Hi-Tone. Yeah. Why does everybody try to tell me what to do? I'm my own man, I pay my own bills too. You the type type of people that stereotype, type, but you the ones that are smoking a pipe. I live the good life, sipping on ice water. My eyes see the best things looking out of my products. All that negativity is a problem. Lead your own life or get strapped to the bottom. Bottom of the pyramid, bottom of the totem pole, bottom of the food chain. The bottom is a no-go. Stop playing mommy, stop playing daddy. Let me look fly, push the gas in the caddy. I don't care what you think, I don't care what you say. I'ma keep getting tattoos on my face, on my head, on my waist in case a hater try to take my life, I leave a trace.